Top 5 Rolexes under $20,000. If you're looking to purchase a Rolex under $20,000, here are my personal favorite at that price point. What's up, guys? My name is Chris Warrens. I'm the owner of Warrior Time. My team and I have been full-time luxury watch dealers since 2017, and we enjoy educating. So let's get into the show. All right, we're going to start descending, starting with number 5. I understand a lot of people might not agree that the GMT Master II Batgirl should be number 5 on this lineup. I'm a huge fan of this watch, but truth be told, it's top 5. One of the most in-demand models Rolex produces. I'd say it's top 3 requested models along with the Sub-Date and the Panda Daytona. Those are the top 3 requested Rolexes right now in 2025. The GMT, and specifically the Batgirl, is the flagship model for the GMT lineup. It comes on Oyster Bracelet and Jubilee. However, I think the Batgirl, i.e. on Jubilee, is a little bit better looking of the two bracelets. You can find older versions well under $20,000 these days, and it's one of the best Rolexes for the money, and you're basically safe when it comes to buying, meaning you don't have too much exposure with your buy. Number 4, the Submariner Bluesy 126613LB. Truth be told, this model once was a top pick at the 20K mark, a number 1 pick at the 20K mark. It's classy, it's bold, it's elegant, it dresses up very nice with a little bit of gold, and it's very sharp. True story, we sell a lot of these to people in sales. Maybe, just maybe, this is a sales guy's watch. Maybe, maybe not. The 126613LB, being the newer model of the Bluesy, came out in 2020 with an upgraded movement, larger case, and bigger power reserve. Very pretty timepiece and one of the best options at this price point, in my humble opinion. Number 3, the Submariner 1166LV, the Hulk. In my humble opinion, it's the prettiest Submariner of the Submariner lineup at the time it was produced. And the green gives a nice pop on the wrist. The green dial, the green bezel separate from the plain Jane, for lack of better terms, 116610LN, the basic sub. And you'll see a lot less Hulks in the wild than the plain subs you'll see everywhere. You can get all 3 variations. There are 3 variations of the Hulk, Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3, all under $20,000. And knowing which variation of the dials specifically, which Mark 1, 2, or 3, you'd like is important. I personally prefer the Mark 3 dial, but it doesn't mean it's better than the other 2 generations of dials. The greens, the hues are just a little bit different. And if you really look, you can see the difference. And you can still find all of these in great shape under 20 grand, which in my opinion is pretty crazy, and it's a great price. I remember selling Hulks for over 30 grand not more than a couple of years ago. The Submariner 126610LN, the current and classic Submariner. Over half a century of refinement has gone into this model. Arguably hold the most value once bought. Your money is very, very safe with the Submariner because there's so much demand for a Submariner. You can always sell it for about the same price that you pay, maybe even more. The clasp is best in all of the Rolex lineup, in my humble opinion. The glide lock adjustable clasp helps in case you lose weight or gain weight, or your wrist swells in the summer like mine. I like to compare the Submariner to a Porsche 911. They are simply timeless. They look very similar from first model production mid-century to current model production in 2025. So I know a lot of people probably not going to agree with this, but what did I pick for the number 1 best Rolex under 20 grand? I went practical here. You might be surprised I picked Datejust 16013. Let me clear this up. I am not a huge fan of vintage, but this model is special. The MSRP in the 70s is almost exactly the same as the market price today for the same watch or same timepiece. For about $5,000 in the 70s and about $5,000 in 2025, you can have a vintage two-tone with gold and classic Datejust. Think about it. If you bought one new in the 70s and wore it for 40 plus years and then decided to sell it, you'd be given almost the same amount of money, if not more, for the same exact watch, and you got to wear it for 4 decades. Side note, for all my finance bros out there and all my wannabe economic pros, we're not discussing inflation or the cost of money, only the exact value. For about $5,000, this is amazing, let alone under $20,000. And that's why it's my number one pick. All right, let's close this out. If you want to learn how to work with us, the links are in the show notes below. Before I go, I'd love to hear your feedback on this review, what you think. And if you haven't hit the like button or subscribed, please do. And if you liked this video, stay here because our next video you might like too. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you next time.